let me address one of the most persistent and damaging myths about raw veganism. And that's this belief that you can't build muscle or stay strong on a raw plant-based diet, that you need animal protein to be athletic, that raw vegans are weak and frail and unable to perform physically. This myth is everywhere. I've heard it from gym brothers, from concerned family members, from doctors who should know better, and even from people within the vegan community who think you need to eat cooked beans and grains to be strong. But here's the truth that's backed by both science and real-world evidence. Strength doesn't come from animal protein. It comes from consistent nutrition that provides all the amino acids your body needs, proper recovery that allows your muscles to repair and grow, and smart training that challenges your body progressively. And the reality is that plenty of athletes thrive on raw or mostly raw diets, building impressive strength, endurance, and performance without ever touching meat, dairy, or even cooked food. The first thing we need to understand is that muscle is built from amino acids, not from meat. Your body doesn't use protein as a whole unit. It breaks down protein into individual amino acids, and then it uses those amino acids to build new muscle tissue, create enzymes and hormones, repair damaged cells, and perform countless other functions. It doesn't matter whether those amino acids came from a chicken breast or from hemp seeds and leafy greens. What matters is that you're consuming all 9 essential amino acids in adequate amounts, and raw plant foods absolutely provide that. Hemp seeds are a complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids in optimal ratios. Spirulina is about 60% protein by weight and contains all essential amino acids. When you combine nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and sprouted legumes throughout the day, you're getting a full spectrum of amino acids without any of the cholesterol, saturated fat, hormones, or inflammatory compounds that come with animal protein. Here's something most people don't talk about when they're worried about building muscle. On a raw diet, raw foods actually reduce inflammation, and reduced inflammation means faster recovery. And faster recovery means you can train harder and more consistently, which is what actually builds strength. When you eat animal products and heavily processed foods, you're introducing inflammatory compounds into your body. Your immune system has to work overtime to deal with that inflammation. Your joints ache, your muscles stay sore longer, and your recovery is compromised. But when you eat anti-inflammatory raw plant foods loaded with antioxidants, enzymes, and phytonutrients, your body can focus its energy on repair and growth instead of fighting inflammation. I've experienced this firsthand. Before I went raw, I would be sore 4 days after a hard workout. My joints hurt, I felt stiff, and I needed long rest periods between training sessions. Now, on a raw diet, my recovery time has been cut in half. I can work out intensely and feel ready to go again the next day. My joints feel amazing. I have no chronic aches or pains, and I can train more consistently, which has actually improved my strength and endurance significantly. Let me share my personal experience with how raw veganism has transformed my physical performance, because this was one of the most surprising and exciting benefits I've experienced. When I first transitioned to eating raw, I was honestly worried about losing strength. I had been told my whole life that I needed meat to be strong, and I was nervous that I'd become weak or unable to maintain my fitness level. But the opposite happened. Within a few weeks, I noticed that my energy during workouts was incredible. I wasn't hitting that wall where I felt depleted and exhausted. I could push harder for longer periods. My endurance improved dramatically. I could run farther. I could do more reps. I could hold challenging poses or positions without feeling like I was going to collapse. And as I continued eating raw and training consistently, I actually gained strength. I got stronger, not weaker. My muscles became more defined. I could lift heavier weights. I could do exercises that I couldn't do before. And people started commenting on how fit and strong I looked. This wasn't despite eating raw. It was because of it. My body was finally getting clean, bioavailable nutrition without any inflammatory junk slowing it down, and it responded by performing better than it ever had. Now let me talk about some of the incredible strength-supporting raw foods that I prioritize in my diet, because understanding which foods to focus on makes all the difference. Hemp seeds are at the top of my list. 3 tablespoons give you about 10 grams of complete protein plus omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, iron, and zinc. I put hemp seeds in my smoothies, sprinkle them on salads, blend them into dressings, and eat them by the handful as a snack. They're mild, slightly nutty, and one of the most perfect foods for building strength. Almonds are another powerhouse. A quarter cup provides about 7 grams of protein along with healthy fats, vitamin E, and minerals that support muscle function. I eat raw almonds every single day, make almond milk, use almond butter in smoothies and desserts, and they keep me satisfied and fueled for my workouts. Leafy greens are massively underrated for strength building. Yes, greens have protein, and when you eat large amounts of them like I do, that protein adds up quickly. Kale, spinach, arugula, collard greens, they all contain amino acids plus calcium for bone strength, iron for oxygen transport to muscles, and magnesium for muscle contraction and recovery. I eat huge salads every day, sometimes 2 or 3 pounds of greens, and they provide a significant amount of my daily protein along with incredible micronutrients that support overall strength and health. Sprouts are another secret weapon. When you sprout lentils, chickpeas, or mung beans, you're creating a living food that's incredibly high in bioavailable protein and enzymes that aid digestion and nutrient absorption. Sprouted lentils have about 9 grams of protein per cup, and they're so easy to digest compared to cooked legumes. I add them to salads, make raw sprouted hummus, and eat them straight as a snack. Brazil nuts are fantastic for strength because they're incredibly calorie-dense with healthy fats, and they're the best source of selenium, which supports thyroid function and metabolism. Just 2 or 3 Brazil nuts a day give you all the selenium you need. Tahini, which is ground sesame seeds, is rich in protein, calcium, healthy fats, and has this incredible creamy texture that makes it perfect for dressings and sauces. I use tahini almost every day, and it's one of my favorite ways to add both flavor and nutrition to meals. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with zinc, which is crucial for testosterone production, immune function, and muscle repair. A quarter cup has about 9 grams of protein, plus iron and magnesium. I snack on pumpkin seeds, make raw pumpkin seed paste, and add them to salads for extra crunch and nutrition. I want to specifically address women over 40 because there's this pervasive myth that women, especially as they age, absolutely need animal protein to maintain muscle mass and bone density. This is completely false. Women over 40 can absolutely build and maintain strength on a raw vegan diet, and in many cases, they'll experience even better results because plant foods support hormonal balance, reduce inflammation, and provide the nutrients needed for bone health without the acid load that animal products create. I've seen women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond thriving on raw diets, maintaining impressive strength, staying active, and looking decades younger than their chronological age. The key is eating enough calories from nutrient-dense foods, including plenty of leafy greens for calcium, getting adequate sun exposure or supplementing vitamin D, doing weight-bearing exercise, and being consistent. For beginners who are worried about strength, I want you to know that the transition period might involve some adjustment as your body adapts to a new way of eating, but this is temporary. You might feel a little different for the first few weeks as your body detoxifies and shifts its fuel source. But once you're fully adapted and you understand how to eat enough calories and get complete nutrition from raw foods, your strength and performance will not only return, but will likely exceed what it was before. The key is not to restrict calories, not to undereat, and to make sure you're getting adequate protein from the strength-supporting foods I mentioned. Track your food occasionally to make sure you're hitting your targets. Eat when you're hungry. Prioritize calorie-dense foods like nuts, seeds, and avocados, and give your body time to adapt. If you're concerned about building or maintaining muscle on a raw vegan diet, focus on eating enough calories. Prioritize protein-rich raw foods like hemp seeds, nuts, leafy greens, and sprouts. Train consistently and intelligently, get adequate rest and recovery, and give your body the time it needs to adapt and thrive. Strength doesn't come from a particular food. It comes from consistent habits, proper nutrition, and believing in your body's ability to perform. And I promise you, when you fuel your body with living, raw plant foods and you train with intention, you'll discover a level of strength, energy, and physical capability that you never thought possible.